Welcome indie gamers to Sunny Indie Gaming, and today we're taking a look at Bloodroots, a game with heavy inspirations of Hotline Miami, only with more cabbage and carrots than your heart can desire. And while playing this game, I've had my fill of carrots and cabbage. What I didn't foresee is how much bloodlust my heart desired playing this. So let's dive into what Bloodroots is all about, and if this indie game is worth your hard-earned cash. Now, before I get started, please smash that like button to help me out and sub to the channel for more indie games coverage, where I help you decide if an indie game is worth your time and money. But from the get-go of the prologue, this game had me hooked, as I'm running through seeing my people dead and wasted, and then getting ambushed and left for dead. I quickly realized this is a story about revenge, and that is the story I get hyped for. The blood beasts leave me to die, and well, they didn't finish the job. The story here, while extremely simple, really gets you pumped for the game to come and got me engaged from the onset. But the gameplay here is extremely simple, and in its simplicity comes what I found fun and even tactical. Mr. Wolf and the environment around him is his oyster, and your mission is to cause death to everyone and anyone you see in front of you. You can grab almost any weapon, even the dead body parts of people you've killed, and use them in your fight to murder the next guy. But unlike Hotline Miami, where you take your time to carefully space and maneuver your moves, here you're encouraged to charge head on and increase your combo. What I liked about the gameplay is the fact that the game rewarded you if you were smart with your timing. When you land a punch, it puts you in a vulnerable spot to get hit by another enemy while you recover from the punch you just landed. So you do have to study the environment or be extremely quick to pick up something and just kill someone with it. But where the gameplay truly shines is in its pure mayhem and chaos, and the crazy cool combos that I'm not even convinced the developers know how many crazy ways you can finish a level. It's almost like they felt they put random items mixed with what people believe we'll use, and said let's see what happens, and frankly I loved it. Sometimes some of the crazy antics I would pull off in a given area were so cool and amazing that I had to take a second and admire my pure killing prowess. But as for some of the weapons, you'll have chainsaws, rakes, harpoons, carrots, cabbages, limbs, ladders, fence posts, swords. I mean, I can go on and on. The amount of weapons you can use in your environment now, while at first my initial impressions of some of those weapons having low durability bothered me, I quickly realized finding a new weapon to gloriously kill someone was more than half of the fun of the game. But really though, when I say it's simple, it really is. You clear an area out, kill everyone, and move on until the level's complete. With 3 acts and up to many stages per act, with all the deaths, it actually took me some time to beat the first act alone. I was averaging around 50 deaths in just some areas per the stages, so finishing one stage out of the 6 stages in one act, I probably totaled 400 to 500 deaths. So yes, dying in one hit is a thing here, and can be frustrating when you know you're at the end of an area only to die near the end and start from scratch, but the gameplay being so fun really made up for something that I quickly got over. Now the controls for Bloodroots though are about as basic as you can imagine, with just picking up an item, swinging, and you doing a roll after a jump. Nothing fancy here, but even as simple as the control scheme is, the game's difficulty challenged you on your sheer quickness and pressing just a few buttons, as being a half second off equals your death. So all in all, no complaints here, and well done in general. But as for the visuals in this game, I wasn't completely blown away in this area. This being a top-down game, it made it easier to really draw the game up, and while the cartoony look was colorful, it mostly didn't stick out or shine. Some of the characters like Mr. Boar were well drawn and beautiful to look at, but in general I'd say this wasn't a negative or a positive in the end, and really the gameplay is honestly king here. But as for the sound effects and music in this game, it did feel completely satisfying. Chainsawing someone in half or watching the cutscenes and the slicing and dicing of someone was fun to see. The game's soundtrack at times actually pumped me up and had me waiting until the soundtrack looped back to a favorable part so I can head bob and get into the game more. This overall gains a plus for me, and I really enjoyed it. In the end though, while the game for the most part kept me engaged, it does have some flaws, and by no means is perfect. The visuals weren't my favorite, and some of the maps were maybe just not as tuned as I'd like, as you at times really had to get creative on how to tackle certain areas, as the charge-in mentality that the devs stated themselves wasn't fully realized in some parts. But overall, I thoroughly enjoyed myself with this one. This is of course a speedrunner's dream here, and the fact is there is leaderboards and cool new ways to tackle levels and do crazy stunts. That tells me there's definitely some replayability here, but if you're someone who won't be that hardcore and you're looking for something extremely fast-paced and just full of fun and mayhem in the same vein as Hotline Miami, then you're going to be in the right place. Bloodroots for me gets an excellent 8 out of 10 and has my full Sunny recommendation. Pick this one up on the Nintendo Switch, PC, or PS4. Thanks for watching, hit that like button and sub if you've enjoyed this video, and like always, I hope you guys all have a sunny day.